You wake up after 8 hours of sleep and you're still exhausted. You drink coffee, then another. By noon, you're running on fumes. By evening, you're completely drained. And here's the maddening part. You have no idea why. You're not lazy, you're not weak, you're just tired all the time. And you're not alone. Studies show that over 40% of people report persistent fatigue despite getting adequate sleep. But here's what's interesting. Elite athletes like Olympic performers almost never experience this kind of exhaustion. Not because they work less, they work harder. So what's different? Why do they have endless energy while you're struggling to get through Tuesday? The answer isn't more sleep, it's not more coffee. It's something nobody told you about, and the science is shocking. Your body isn't designed to run at full throttle 24 hours a day. It never was. There's a system built into your physiology that controls your energy like a battery that charges and drains, except most people have broken that system without realizing it. Scientists call it your parasympathetic nervous system. Your body has two energy modes, go and recover. Stress activates your go mode. Your sympathetic nervous system floods you with cortisol and adrenaline. It's perfect for emergencies. But then something happens. You never fully switch back to recover mode. You check emails at 9 p.m. You doom scroll before bed. You wake up stressed about the day ahead. Your nervous system never gets the signal that the emergency is over, so it keeps running and running until you're absolutely depleted. That's why you feel tired even after rest. Your body isn't actually recovering. But here's where it gets interesting. Elite athletes figured out how to hack this system decades ago. Not through willpower or coffee or sleeping more, through deliberate recovery practices that force their bodies back into restore mode. And the best part, these aren't complicated. In fact, the most powerful recovery techniques take just 5 to 10 minutes. They're so effective that major sports organizations have made them mandatory for their teams. And right now, almost nobody knows about them outside professional sports. Let me break down the 5 recovery hacks that elite athletes use to maintain consistent energy and how you can start using them today. The first hack is tactical breathing, and this is the foundation everything else is built on. Remember how I said your nervous system is stuck in go mode? There's one thing that directly controls that switch: your breath. When you're stressed, your breathing becomes shallow and rapid. Your body interprets this as a threat and keeps pumping cortisol. But here's the secret athletes use. You can reverse this. You can trick your nervous system back into recovery mode through deliberate breathing. The most effective technique is called box breathing. Navy SEALs use this before high-stakes operations, and it's absurdly simple. Breathe in for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, breathe out for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts. That's one cycle. Do this for just 2 minutes and your heart rate drops, your nervous system shifts, your body receives permission to recover. Studies from Stanford University found that just 5 minutes of this breathing pattern significantly reduces cortisol and increases heart rate variability, which is the marker of a resilient nervous system. Elite athletes do this between training sessions. Some do it first thing in the morning to set their nervous system before the day even starts. Try this tomorrow morning before checking your phone. 2 minutes of box breathing. You'll feel the difference immediately. The second hack is what athletes call active recovery, and it sounds counterintuitive. Most people think recovery means sitting still, resting completely, but that's actually preventing your body from recovering efficiently. Here's why. When you exercise, metabolic waste products build up in your muscles, things like lactate and inflammatory compounds. Complete rest doesn't clear these out effectively. Light movement does. That's why elite athletes don't just take days off, they take active recovery days. The science is straightforward. Low-intensity movement increases blood flow without triggering your stress response. It clears metabolic waste, it speeds up actual recovery, and it primes your mind for focused work when you return to high-intensity tasks. You don't need to run a marathon or hit the gym hard. A 20-minute walk, gentle yoga, light swimming, tai chi, these count. The key is keeping your heart rate low. If you're breathing hard, you're doing it wrong. You should be able to have a conversation comfortably. That's active recovery. One study from the Journal of Sports Science and Medicine found that athletes who incorporated 1 active recovery session per week improved their overall performance by 8% compared to those who took complete rest days. That's not a small number. That's the difference between stagnating and progressing. Try this week. On a day you don't normally exercise, take a 20-minute walk. No phone, no podcast, just movement. Notice how you feel the next training day. The third hack involves temperature, and this one really separates elite recovery from everything else. Your body has a built-in recovery mechanism triggered by temperature stress. Exposure to cold or heat activates heat shock proteins and triggers deep physiological adaptations that enhance recovery and resilience. Athletes have been using this for years. Some jump in ice baths after intense training, others use saunas, but most people think this is extreme. You don't need to go that far. Even simple cold water exposure works. Here's what happens. When you expose yourself to cold, even just 30 seconds of cold water on your face and neck, your parasympathetic nervous system activates. Your vagus nerve, which is basically the off switch for your stress response, gets stimulated. Your heart rate drops, your nervous system shifts into recovery mode. Saunas work differently. Heat exposure triggers the production of heat shock proteins that help your cells recover and repair. It also reduces inflammation and improves cardiovascular function over time. The most practical version for most people is ending your shower with 30 seconds to 1 minute of cold water. Not ice cold if you can't handle it, just noticeably cold, on your face, neck, and chest. Do this daily, and multiple studies show measurable improvements in stress resilience, immune function, and recovery within 2 to 3 weeks. I know it sounds uncomfortable. It is, the first time, but your nervous system adapts quickly. By day 4 or 5, it becomes manageable. By week 2, it feels refreshing. The fourth hack is your sleep environment, and this is where most people leak massive amounts of recovery potential without realizing it. Your nervous system is extremely sensitive to environmental signals. Temperature, light, sound, these things directly affect whether your body can actually recover during sleep. Elite athletes treat their sleep environment like a sacred recovery space. Most people treat it like a second living room. Here are the specific factors that matter. Temperature is first. Your body sleeps best between 60 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 15 to 19 degrees Celsius. If your bedroom is warmer, your nervous system stays partially activated. Too cold and you wake up shivering. This range is where deep sleep happens. Light is second. Any light, from your phone, your window, even a small LED light, suppresses melatonin production and keeps your nervous system alert. Elite athletes use blackout curtains, blackout blinds, some even use eye masks. Sound is third. Inconsistent noise, your phone buzzing, traffic, a partner snoring, keeps your nervous system on guard. Complete silence is ideal, but white noise machines work too. Many athletes use them. The final factor is your sleep surface. A mattress that properly supports your spine reduces physical stress signals during sleep. You don't need an expensive mattress, you just need one that keeps your spine aligned. Optimize these 4 factors and sleep quality improves immediately. Most people see better recovery within 1 night. The fifth and final hack is mental recovery. Your nervous system can't fully recover if your mind is still processing stress. Elite athletes do more than train their bodies. They train their minds to actually rest, and they use a specific technique. It's called meditation, not the exotic kind, the practical kind. Focused attention on a single object, your breath, a sound, a visual focus, for a set period. This pulls your mind out of the stress processing loop and gives your nervous system permission to fully recover. Here's what happens. When you meditate, your prefrontal cortex, the thinking part of your brain, quiets down. Your default mode network, which is responsible for anxious thoughts and rumination, deactivates. Your nervous system gets the clear signal that there's no threat. Most people think they need 45 minutes to meditate for it to count. You don't need that. Even 10 minutes has measurable effects on stress hormones and nervous system function within 2 weeks. But here's the most practical approach for busy people. Focused rest without meditation also works. Sitting in nature, journaling, reading fiction, listening to music, anything that fully occupies your attention without requiring output or performance. The key is this: you're not thinking about your to-do list, you're not checking emails, you're not planning, you're just being. Your nervous system recognizes this as safety, and recovery happens. So here's the reality. You can keep doing what you're doing. Push harder, drink more coffee, hope that somehow you'll get less tired despite running on the same broken system. Or you can try what elite athletes figured out decades ago. None of these techniques is complicated. Box breathing takes 2 minutes, a walk takes 20 minutes, cold water exposure is 30 seconds, sleep optimization is one-time setup, meditation or focused rest is 10 minutes. That's 33 minutes per day to completely transform your energy and recovery. Most people spend more time scrolling social media without getting any result. These 33 minutes change everything. Here's your choice: continue feeling tired or start recovering like an athlete. The top 1% of people in any field aren't necessarily the most talented. They're the ones who understand recovery. They're the ones who work smarter, not just harder. They're the ones who give their nervous system permission to actually rest. That can be you starting tomorrow.
Pick one hack, just one. Try box breathing for 2 minutes tomorrow morning, or take a 20-minute walk, or end your shower with 30 seconds of cold water. Do one thing differently. Then notice how you feel 3 days later. I guarantee you'll notice a difference. If this video helped, hit that like button. Subscribe for more science-backed hacks on productivity, health, and performance. And drop a comment telling me which technique you're trying first. Because the easiest way to change your life isn't through heroic effort, it's through understanding how your body actually works. Thanks for watching. Now go recover like an athlete.